All right, awesome. Thanks everyone for getting on the call. Thanks everyone for getting on the call. I think I just, I just got a couple messages that people are having trouble getting on. So I messaged Stacey Gifford, Sonia, if you're wondering, she's trying the other number. I'm really excited. So the fact that you guys are on this call, speaks volumes about you and your commitment level to the business. Being on calls and things is a huge part of this business, and I think is often overlooked. And what I wanted to do is pull you all together and really work with the people who want more out of the business, who want a good paycheck, who want to see the results that Arbonne can really offer. And I'm trying to think of how to guide you in the best way possible to do that. So what I'm going to go through on this call are just a few things. Basically why you want to become a district manager and why it's important. Why you'd want to do that as soon as possible. And also, I think we're going to hear from, we have a newly promoted district manager, Jada Tyler, who's going to share with us. I know she was running around the city today. So I'm not sure if she's able to hop on, but hopefully. And
I'm here.
You're here? Okay, awesome. That's great, Jada. Thanks. And then I'm also going to go through a special incentive I have to announce and what we're gonna do moving forward. For hopping on this call live too, you go into that live draw for a gift card, and so I'll do that probably after the call. I'll do that draw for that. So so becoming a district manager is a really big deal. It's the very first step of the business, and when we do that and we learn to become a district manager and teach others to do the same, that's how we become an RVP. That's how we become an NVP. Honestly, we learn to become district managers and we keep becoming district managers over and over again every month, and we teach other people to do the same. That's all it is that we do. And so, like for instance, an area manager is only 2 other district managers and you generally. A region is generally 10 district managers on a team somewhere, not necessarily direct, but somewhere on your team. So you can see that it is the most important step. You learn how to do that. You can then, if you learn how to do that, then you can teach it to other people, right? So, so that is very important. Just to give you a bit of insight into who I am, if I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, I've been doing this for 5.5 years now, and with this first promotion, I didn't get it. I didn't think it was a very big deal. I started and I had a 5-month-old and a 2-year-old, and I was busy, and I wanted to do this for some extra cash so that I wouldn't have to go back to my teaching job. And so I was really focused on, well, I just want to avoid daycare costs and earn an extra $1,000 a month, and that was pretty much what I wanted. And my sponsor kept saying, you really want to consider going district manager right away. And I'm like, yeah, but it's kind of annoying because then you want me to do stuff, and I don't really want to do stuff. I just want to try it out, make some money, but you're like asking me to do stuff. Anyway, so I was really I really wasn't getting what I would need to do this district manager thing. I didn't realize it was actually easier than I thought it was. I was making it into a giant deal that I didn't have time for. And she helped me connect the dots. And she said, well, why are you doing this, Carmen? And I said, well, because I really don't want to, I want to earn $1,000 a month. Well, why do you want to earn $1,000 a month? Well, because I want to stay home with my kids and I don't want to go back to my job. And yeah, I want to be there for my kids. And if I do that, I don't have to send them to daycare. And all of a sudden, all these reasons started coming up, and it became clear of why I was really doing this. I was doing this to stay home with my kids. And I knew that if I gave it some half-ass approach to stay home with my kids, I'd be mad at myself. I'd regret that they were worth it. And so I thought, okay, maybe I should actually take this seriously and just do it and go for it. And so once I made that decision to treat this like the business that it is, and more than like a hobby or a fun thing to do in the nooks and crannies of our time, it is a fun thing to do in the nooks and crannies, but also with that veil of a serious business, things started to change, right? And I didn't realize what promoting to district manager would do for me. I realized that, I will get paid the same amount that I'm getting I'll get paid more for doing the same amount of effort that I'm doing now. You get that pay raise. It built my confidence. It built some momentum. You know, and I really wanted the support of my family. And I thought, you know, if I'm not doing anything with this, how am I going to get their support, right? And so I thought, well, I bet if I promote, my husband will really be on board. And I bet if I promote, maybe my friends will think, oh, wow, she is taking this seriously. She's a district manager. She's doing something. Maybe I do want to join her, you know? And so it attracts other people. It gains the support of those around you. So it's such an important step to this business. And so that's a little bit about my background. And I ask you too to think about why you started Arbonne. But when someone asked you to join this business and you said, yes, I'd like to do this, why did you say, yes, I'd like to do this? Was it for the money? And if so, don't do what I do and just, I want $3,000 a month. I want $1,000 a month. Why do you want that money? What will that do for you? As soon as I connected it to my kids, it pulled on my heartstrings, and I'm like, oh, going back to work just made me want to puke. I was like, well, no one's offering me any other alternative to stay home with my kids. I can earn $1,000 as a substitute teacher. I was a teacher. I could go and get sub days. Easy, I could earn $1,000. No big deal. So there's other ways I could earn the money, but that was a strong enough why for me. So what is your reason? What do you want from this business? Maybe it's not money. Maybe you just want more flexibility in your life. Maybe you just want more time freedom with your family. You can make choices to do things and go places, and you're not locked into 9 to 5 every day, to being somewhere every day. Maybe that's wearing on your nerves a little bit. I always tell people, if that bell told me when to eat a lunch one more time, I was going to freak out. I hate it when the school bell rang and eat your lunch. Oh, screw you. I'm not eating my lunch right now. I always do class just to break a rule. I just bothered me in my soul. It bothered me. And so, yes, think about why it is you want to do this, because honestly, if you don't know why, you won't make it a priority. And you'll just kind of stretch it out, and you'll dip in, you'll dip out, you'll dip in, you'll dip out. You'll do some stuff, then you won't do some stuff. Then you'll do some stuff, then you'll take a couple of weeks off. You can do that. It's totally your choice. You can. It's your business. You can dip in and out. You can do it as a hobby. Absolutely, you can. That's a choice you can make. But just align your expectations. You know, if you want all the benefits that the business has to offer, then you want to find a way to kind of fit it in a little bit over time every day, right? Okay, so I'm going to just kind of walk you through a little bit of just the basics of promoting to district manager and the numbers. So we promote based on volume, right? So this business is really built up of 2,500 building blocks. And as I mentioned before, you do your personal 2,500, and then you teach others to do the same. That's the code. That's cracking the code for Arbonne. Learn to do 2,500 consistently. You've cracked the code. And what I love about district manager, it's the only level that can be done in 1 month. So through this business, we go into what's called qualification. So when you go into qualification for something, you go into qualification by hitting a volume number, and then you finish that over 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. Well, district manager is the only one who can finish in 1 month. And so I strongly encourage anyone starting to just do it in 1 month and get it over with, and just hammer it out. And that number is $6,000 in 1 month. Very doable. People have done it lots, all the time. It's just that decision. So you can do it in 1 month with 6,000. You can do it in 2 months with 6,000, like over 6,000 over 2 months, or in 3 months, 7,500 over a 3-month period. Okay. You can go into qualification with a minimum of 1,000 PQV. You can. It's very frustrating because then you're kind of playing catch up the rest of the time. And I don't recommend it. I always think you should minimum go in with 2,500, because that's what you want to repeat. But you do go into qualification with 1,000 PQV minimum, 1,500, 2,000, you go into qualification. Okay, so if you're going to do this over a 3-month period, let's just take that example. And let's say you go in with 2,500, and the next month you do 3,000. Okay, well then that last month, volume wise, because you only need 2,000 to finish, right? You need 7,500 over 3. You still need to do 25 in your last month. Does that make sense? So you still need to do 2,500 in that last month of your qualification period. So if you did 2,500, then you did 3,000. Well, that's not quite 6, so you didn't finish. So you have 1 more month to finish there. And yes, the numbers tell you only need another 2,000 to finish, but you have to have 2,500 in that last month. The other scenario is if you did it in, if you wanted to do it in 2 months and you did 3,000, you did, let's say 4,000 in your first month, and then, well, all you need is 6,000 over 2 months. So 4,000 in your first month, 2,000 in your second, would that work? It equals 6,000, but it won't work because you need 2,500 in that last month. Okay, I just want to be clear on that part. Does anyone have questions around that? That makes sense? So you can promote in 1 month with 6,000 volume, 2 months with 6,000 in volume over the 2-month period, or 7,500 over the 3-month period. So in the 3-month period, even you could go in with 2,500. Let's say you went in with 2,500 in February. Let's say last month you fell off the face of the earth, maybe did 1,000. You're still in qualification. Then you just have to finish up with that remaining 7,500 that's needed to finish up. Now, if you're confused about these numbers, just talk with your upline, and they can talk with you one-on-one about your specific numbers, okay? And don't be embarrassed. That's, like, I guess, the big thing. Don't be embarrassed about asking about numbers. Oh, my goodness. I still sometimes, like, with certain things, like, I had to ask about these numbers forever. I felt like I could just get all, like, kerfuffled about it. So don't be nervous to keep asking questions. It's okay. We don't judge you on that. Just ask away. And so, there's feedback. There we go. Okay, that worked. Now here's the thing. When I first started and I was told these numbers, I wanted to faint. I thought, well, that's ridiculous. For 2,500, let alone what you want me to do in 1 month, 6,000? You a crazy lady. Like, don't even, like, what is this? 2,500 even, just out of reach, it seemed for me. Like, how do you sell $2,500 of lipstick? What? Right? But we know in Arbonne, our products are phenomenal. They're a premium brand, prestige brand, and that adds up really, really fast. Really, really fast. And you can promote, we promote based on volume, not based on people. You don't need a team of people to be doing 2,500, to be doing 3,000, to be doing 4,000 or 5,000. You can do that on your own. And you know, I would love to just show you what's possible. I'm really excited. Jada, if you're on the phone, I'd like to hear a bit of your experience. You just finished your promotion to district manager, and yeah, just share with us a little bit so we can hear what's possible with what you did.
Okay, so thanks for inviting me to do this. I was a bit nervous, and I asked Carmen, I'm like, I don't know what to say, and she's like, well, just tell your story. Like, people can relate to, like, ones that are just starting out can relate to others that are just starting out. So, yeah, I guess my launch party was February 27th, and it was really awesome. Like, I think I had over 4,000 QV after that party. So I was feeling really good, and then Carmen says, shoot, like, you know, February's over, but you need another 2,500 or whatever to qualify for district. So you can totally do that in March. Like, that's easy, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, our bull sale was at the beginning of March, so I knew that the first week was pretty much shot getting ready for that. And then after our bull sale, we left for a week to Whistler on a holiday. So the first 2 weeks of March were gone in a hurry. And so I had some parties lined up for when I got back from Whistler, and I was feeling pretty good about that. The first party was completely opposite from my launch party, so that was kind of a shock, but in a way it was more realistic, I guess. I still had people buy, but it just wasn't in the volume that the first one was. So it was a good learning curve, and I was like, oh, you know, like that 2,500 is kind of out of reach, but I've got a couple more parties booked. So the one the next day went really well, and I was feeling a bit better. And then I had one for the 23rd or something of March, or maybe, no, I think it was like the 26th. I'm not sure. But anyway, it was the last week of March, and the lady said, yeah, it's on, it's all good. And then the day of, she canceled it. And I had to have 700 QV. And to me, like, that's a lot because I don't really know yet what all these numbers mean. So my last party, I needed 700 QV, and she canceled. And I texted Carmen and I said, yeah, you know, I don't know. I need this many more, like, not sure if I'm going to get it. What will be, will be. And she's just like, oh, that's nothing. Like, seriously, it's nothing. And so I'm like, okay, like, it's nothing. She says it's nothing, so it's nothing. So I just ended up messaging people and texting people, and I had a few orders to put in because of this party that ended up being canceled. At least those people still wanted to order. So I just let people know that I was still placing orders, and you wouldn't believe like how many people were like, oh, well, if you're placing one, then yeah, order me this. And so it actually turned out really awesome. I think I was able to have like 3 parties just from the amount of orders that were coming in like the last. So yeah, it just all happened really fast, and I qualified and made district manager. So that was really exciting.
That's
and
awesome.
Hopefully you guys heard all that.
Oh, we totally heard all of that.
Okay.
Well, no, thanks, Jada, for sharing. It's so true though. Hey, like I love that she started on February 27th. Did you guys hear that? February 27th. We sometimes can write off a month. Oh, there's only a few days left. No point in starting. No point in getting someone going. There's only a couple days left. And what an example of how fast. 4,000 QV, seriously, in the last few days of the month. That's how fast we have such great deals, such great packages for clients and things like that. That volume it can add up really fast, as we can see. And then you nailed it by finishing it the next month. Does anyone have any questions while Jada's on the phone? I'll give you an opportunity to ask her anything if you want. You can unmute yourself if you need to, or in the chat. Feel free to always use the chat. It's sometimes a nice place to ask a question and stuff like that. Well, if not, thanks, Jada, so much for sharing, and congratulations on promoting.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's exciting. So that's the thing. It's a belief. It's your belief level of okay, well, Carmen told me I could do it. Carmen Jarvis, she's under, we have the same name here, but she's referring to Carmen Jarvis. Yeah, Carmen told me I could do it. And so I guess I can do it, right? Because people don't know. We don't know when we come into this what's possible. And I didn't know when Laura, my sponsor, told me to just finish up my district. I thought she was all kinds of crazy. And it kind of, I'm not going to lie, it irritated me. It kind of pissed me off because I was like, I told you, lady, I'm busy. What do you want from me? And I didn't realize it was just a little bit of activity. She wasn't asking me to work 40 hours a week. It was literally just fitting it in a few nicks and crannies, and it would all add up. And it did. It did. If you trust in the system, if you trust in what we have, it will come together. I promise you. So now Jada gets to enjoy, just to say why you'd want to promote to this. So you do get a pay raise when you promote to district manager. So for the same effort you put out, you now get 8% from Arbonne. So you always get your 35% commission on retail sales, and then you get your 15% on preferred client. That always happens. And then Arbonne gives you an override, right? So you get 4% as a consultant, and then it jumps to 8% as a district manager. And so that makes a huge difference, actually, on your check. You also get paid on depth when you're a district manager. So in building a team and having business partners and preferred clients and all those kinds of things, you get paid now on your depth in your business. And so you definitely want to get to that level just for the financial purposes. There's also a cash bonus that you can earn at district manager level. And so, again, that's an extra $240 on your check on top of what you already can earn. So now you can start to earn money that is helpful to you and your family. You know, if it's a few $100s a month, maybe it's a car payment, maybe it's part of your mortgage payment, maybe it's that you've never been able to go on a family holiday with your family, and maybe it's putting that away. Maybe you have a shopping addiction and your husband doesn't know about, or your significant other doesn't know about, or whatever. You can support that. So whatever it is, but it starts to be like, hey, I can see how this is my life. And even to me, it's cool to look across the faces on this screen and all the other leaders that are on here. And I know how it's impacted your guys' lives already. This business doesn't just impact some lady's life out in Oklahoma, right? Multiple people on this call have seen major changes in their lives and improvements in their lives because of taking this first step to become district manager. And that it's like the domino effect, right? And then it goes to the next step and next step, and bigger and bigger things happen, right? So to get this volume, you'll be asking, well, what the heck do I do to get this volume? How do I, give me a plan, right? Honestly, anytime I'm trying to promote to a level, I know the best way to do it, the best way to leverage my time is through our core presentations, right? A few reasons for that. So our core presentation, basically, you're getting in front of more people in one shot, right? So that's a great leverage of time. Instead of talking to 5 people all individually throughout the week, it's in one night, 5 to maybe 10 people in one night. The volume is much bigger than a one-on-one appointment, right? Volume in a typical show in Arbonne can be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 to 1,500, 2,000. Jada had 2 there with 2,000 each, I guess it sounds like. And so, yeah, so that's big bang for your time, right? Also, you expand your network, which is what you really want to do at the start of your business. If you're having shows, that means you're meeting more people to add to. Now you have more people to follow up with. Now you have more people to get bookings from. Now you have more people that are on the product, right? So again, that's another huge important step to growing your business. And you're also going to improve your skills with public speaking. Now, this might be a big fear of yours, is talking in front of people. I bet if we had to raise hands on this call, it was a fear of, it's a fear of quite a few of you. Yeah, exactly. Raise your hands in the air. There's a lot of people that, you know, they're not comfortable talking in front of people. And we're not asking you to love it. We're asking you to try it and grow, and eventually you'll look like, wow, I just did a show and I wasn't even nervous. How did that happen? I used to puke right before my show. Now I'm not puking anymore. Right? What happened? And you find you grow into it, and you gain this confidence over time. So that's another good reason to book those shows. And April is honestly really spring, March, April, May, all of these are really high booking season. I book most of my shows this time of year and in the fall. This is where I see personally in my business the most bookings. And so really leverage that right now. You could, let's say you have a blank calendar right now and you're feeling a little heavy-hearted about that. It's only April 2nd. People don't want or need a month's notice. I find bookings work way better with shorter notice. Oh yeah, I've got Thursday open. I could have 3 girlfriends over for a glass of wine. Sure. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah. Okay, great. You know, and you can book them short out, but do that now. Set up your April now and figure out what you can do. I know we can all, and I'm guilty of this, we can sometimes get stuck in the what I can't do focus group. And well, these are all the things I can't do. I've got this going on, I've got that going on, I've got this going on, I'm busy with this, I'm busy with that, so I can't do this, I can't do that. Okay, well, I don't care. Like, not that I don't care, we all have those things. We all have lives and busy, and all of us do. That's what life is, right? So it's about figuring out what you can do. What can you do? Well, I have a nook and cranny here, I have a night there. You might, 4, 5, 6 nights in your month. You can fit in a good Arbonne business. I encourage you to do shows, that is. I encourage you to go to the website, and it's under starting a consultant, a new consultant, right under the business plan. The product launch is it's about time worksheet. Erin just put it on there, so maybe you haven't seen it yet. And this just shows a typical month or a typical week in Arbonne. And you'll see how it just fits in really. You can go coffee with a friend at 11 a.m. on one day, then 15 minutes of focus, and a party in the night. And then the next night off, lunch on another day, and then a party the next night. Like, you can see how it can just kind of add up and fill in, and it kind of gives you an idea of how to fit your Arbonne business into your already busy life. So I encourage you to take a look at that and figure out what you can do. Like I said, you'll make this a priority if you connect the reason why you're doing it. If you're like, I have to book my calendar because I have to promote to district manager. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't want to call anyone for that, right? I wouldn't be excited about that. No, I get to do this business. This is an opportunity that came in my life, and I get to share it with others so that I can stay home with my kids, so that I can make extra money, so I can pay the mortgage, so I can. That's the connection in your brain. Every time you're asking yourself, do I feel like doing it? Ask yourself instead, is it worth it? Usually is. So activity. So what I encourage you to do, Saturday mornings are a great time for booking. I find actually right after I get off this call, I'm going to do my focused, I'm going to do a focused half an hour of just doing some more booking calls from 10:30 to 11 to 11:30 is a great time. I find a lot of people are still home and they answer the phone. Personally, that's my favorite booking time. So go for it and do the same. I encourage you. So that's one way. Of course, we have all the other activities you can do to fill your calendar with. We have our Healthy Living Challenge group every month. That's great to get people onto that. Great way to leverage your time. We have our samples and our pamper baskets and kits and all those kinds of things. One-on-one coffee dates, personal shopping appointments, all of those kinds of things to fill the nooks and crannies with some Arbonne activity. So make sure your month is set up. I really challenge you to figure out what your number is for finishing this month in April and get it done, and just rip off the Band-Aid and get it done. If you're feeling like I don't know what to do, and you're feeling overwhelmed with all of it, just choose the one focus. Just choose one focus for April, and that focus then just make it parties. Just make it parties. We have new product launching in a couple weeks. It'll be a game changer. And we've got some great booking verbiage on the website. If you're not sure how to get those bookings, you're just asking a few friends and hey, would you pop open a bottle of wine, have a few friends over, a little get together, or I'm just starting. I'd love to get some training under my belt. I don't really know what I'm doing, and you're a friendly face. I thought you'd totally do this. Would you do me a favor and just have a few girlfriends over? I want to get some practice. People will respond to that, right? And just challenge yourself to focus. Maybe if you want to just focus on one thing, that's the one thing I would focus on to really get yourself going, and it's just strong qualification or enough to finish. Okay. This is one of those things we can stretch out. I've seen people, and it's okay. I've stretched out lots of things in this business, avoiding them and stuff. We can do some stuff and then not do some stuff and kind of stretch this out over a long period of time. But like I said, it can be done in a month. So figuring out what you can do, looking at your calendar and finding those holes and filling them with activity. Recreating your list. Recreating my list is something I do at the start of every month. It's not something I just did at the start of my business. It's one of those, I have a few things I do at the start of every month, and that's one of them. Okay, I've got to recreate my list. Who did I meet recently? Who have I been talking to lately? Who are the guests at my last shows? Who am I following up with? And having that list, that will give you the confidence to just go forward and keep asking people. When I decided to go for district, I didn't really know what I was going for. I didn't really get it, but I get it now, right? You're going to gain the confidence and the skills you need. You're going to build up this momentum, this excitement in your business, and people are going to want to join you naturally. People are going to want to support you, and I didn't get it. It would be the start of creating a new life for myself and a new me. This business is no joke, let me tell you. With current economy as it is and my husband out of work, this has put the bread and butter on the table. This pays our mortgage. This puts my kids in activities. This is serious. this is very serious to me. This business is a serious business that can change your life. It's a real business opportunity. And when you start to see it like a real business opportunity, it will pay you like one. You know, and I think sometimes you just think, well, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. I don't want to look silly and go for it and not reach it. We're all here to support you. And you're not going to look silly by going for it. It takes courage. It takes courage, and it's something to be proud of. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's how we'd all like to help you. So like I said, we have a lot of amazing leaders on this call, and we all want to work together to help you get to that first promotion or finish it. And so after this call, if this is something you think you want to do, you want to take the first step, then just send me a personal message and say, okay, I want to become a district manager, and let me know that's something that you want to do. And I'd love it if you told me why. You started this business. I'd love to hear that from you. And so send me a personal message. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add you to a private Facebook group that'll be open for the next couple of months. And in there, you're going to have access, first of all, to a really juicy incentive that only you guys will have access to. And also you're going to have it as a support tool. We're going to be posting video success tips in there. All of us will be. You'll hear different stories of district managers, different things like that, so that we can help you best to keep your head in the game and get to that next level. And also, here's the carrot. So if you focus on promoting in April, then your name will go in the draw for a $200 flight voucher to use however you want, or travel voucher. Maybe you want it for gas money, you don't want to fly anywhere, but just a travel voucher to maybe go on help with a summer vacay with your family, or just a little weekend getaway, or whatever it is, maybe to a conference, whatever it is, that's but a $200 flight voucher. Now let me tell you, your odds are going to be really good. This isn't out of 1 in 50 people, right? So your odds are going to be really good for earning that. And so only you guys will have access to that challenge by promoting. I'd just like to open it up. If anyone has any questions or concerns about something I said and you want to ask it on here, feel free to. Or if anyone else wants to share, Sonia, or Michelle, or Carmen, or Jillian, or anything else you want to add?
No.
Putting you on the spot.
I was just gonna say that, like, with Jada's story, I just was gonna touch on it. And sometimes, like, I know Jada didn't think that she was gonna be a district manager at the end of the month, and I know she didn't see that vision. And sometimes you just have to believe in something you maybe don't see right away. And so just to keep that in your mind, that you might not see it right now, you might not see how it's possible, but just know that there's people that have kind of done it before you, that, you know, we're not telling you to do something just because we think it would be fun. I mean, it's definitely a proven road to success. So I know that Jada didn't believe it until it happened, but she did trust in the system and what would work. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to add.
Thanks, Carmen. Yeah, that's so true.
I'll just touch on that too.
Yeah,
Sorry, Michelle.
No, go ahead, Jillian.
I was just going to say, I think what Carmen says is right. Trust in the system, because I had the opposite thing happen where it took me months and months to become a district manager, and everyone has their own path, so that's totally fine. But I was doing the work anyways. I was doing the same work every month anyways, so it just makes sense to just go for it, because like Jada said, that's so awesome. It just it can't work anyways. It's just like, why not just really like reach for the top?
Carmen, I was just going to mention.
No, go ahead.
Hi, Carmen. It's Carmen.
Oh.
I love that there's Carmen's in here.
Yeah.
Like you, I am a teacher, full-time teacher. So when you started out, how did you fit the business in with all the extra shit you have to do as a teacher? As a mother of two that have activities for the 5 days a week.
Yeah, that's a good question. And I might even pass this on to we have a couple teachers on this call. Stacey Nelson, even if you wanna chime in.
Yeah, for sure. I also am still a full-time teacher, and I've been doing this business for about 4.5 years. And yeah, for sure, there's all that extra stuff that comes along with teaching. But what I found was once I really kind of got focused on my Arbonne activity, I was able to be more efficient at school. So I would really prioritize the things I had to do at school and kind of really be strict with that. Be strict with when I'm staying at the school and getting things done, and when I'm done with that and moving on to my Arbonne business. So sometimes I would even go, because I know you go in on the weekend and you do your work. When I would go to the school on the weekend, I would do my prep work and my planning, and then I would block off chunks of 15-minute times where I would take a break from my teaching work and focus on my Arbonne business. And it really takes a lot of discipline, but I found it helpful to look at my calendar and find those times where I can fit an Arbonne presentation in the evenings, and then those were just non-negotiable. I was not. I would obviously, when you're working full time, you have to block in those work hours are first, because you can't do Arbonne during the school day. They'll fire you. So that worked for me. Once the kids would leave at 3:30, I would give myself time. I would lock myself in my classroom on the days I didn't have extracurricular commitments, and I would try to do some calling between like 3:30 and 4, and then I would go back and I would focus on some planning and some prep work, and then leave the school. So I don't know if that's helpful. I also have 2 kids that are in a lot of activities, so to say this really fits into a busy life is so true. We're not people just sitting around with nothing to do. We have busy kids and husbands, and some of us still work full time. So it's definitely doable.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm, you're welcome.
I think, Carmen, that document I was referring to might help too, because sometimes I think what we do is we think, oh, I got to do Arbonne now. I need like 3 hours to do Arbonne. And honestly, on a daily basis, I recommend 15 minutes, especially when you're just starting your business. 15 minutes is good. Good. 15 minutes on the drive home, like Stacey said, after school, 8:30 to 8:45, and just doing some calls. And then in there somewhere in the month, find the nights that you have off that you can go to a DA and you can do some shows. But on the everyday scale, those 15 minutes. Michelle, I know you wanted to have something to say.
Yeah, I can't really remember. I was just listening, but I think, like you said, I think it's really important just to every day ask yourself, okay, did I do my bit today? And it's amazing how those little every single day add up, and you end up having an amazing business. Okay, am I in business today? Did I have my doors open for business? So it really doesn't take a lot. It's just that consistency. And don't get super bogged down and just like staring at that number. I need 2,500. Like, just don't focus on that. Focus on, okay, what did I do today? Did I make my few phone calls? So, focus on the activity and the things that you're doing and you're learning in your business, especially if you are new and you're working on getting to district manager. What can I learn? Okay, have I done some parties? Do I have my baskets out, right? So really just focus on who are you going to meet, getting your stuff out and getting into activity and having a lot of fun with it. And it'll just really start to come along for you really well. So, yeah.
I'll hold you guys to that.
Absolutely. No, it's true. You guys, most, like 99% of people, or, well, I don't know the percentage, 95, maybe 90, but start with a full-time job. And they do this alongside a full-time job. I know even Sonia Willie on this call, who's like touching Region right now, has been working full-time since she started. And and with kids and with everything else. Like, it's multiple people. There's multiple examples even on this call right now. It's meant to be fit in and around what you're doing. And then as it builds, then you have the option, hey, I'm making the same amount in Arbonne as I am in my job. And then you can kind of decide, well, what am I going to keep going? Well, I think so. Oh, wow, I'm making more money at Arbonne than my 9 to 5. Well, maybe it's time I let the job go, right? And so it's kind of this natural progression. You can still do your job. You love your job. People who want to quit their job. A lot of people still stay on if they're passionate about what they're doing. So don't think that it has to be either or. You can continue doing that if you want to do, but the option at least is there for you to make that decision, right?
Perfect.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. Anyone else have any questions? Give you a chance to.
Carmen. So Carmen Jarvis had posted a video to a few of us, or not a video, it's a SoundCloud, and I put it in the chat box there, but it's from Tabitha DeBron, and she's from Canada, and she was a full-time high school teacher when she started Arbonne, and now she's one of the top 35 earners in Arbonne, the company. And it's, I can't even remember how long it is. It's fairly lengthy, but it's a really good call. I just listened to it yesterday, and I think that would be good for somebody that's kind of feeling a little bit like the time commitment might be hard to fit in with a busy schedule, because Tabitha did have kids and all of the extracurricular things that come along with teaching, and she went to Region incredibly fast. So
Yeah, that's a great call. We'll maybe post that call, post it in the Facebook page after, maybe Carmen Jarvis, if you want to, or you, Joni, or who, if one of you want to post it or whatever, that'd be awesome. And this is the thing, like, by going for district manager, you learn that it's not a big deal, if that makes sense. Not that district manager is not a big deal, but the going for it. It's not as big of a deal as we make it. Like, oh, I don't have time and I can't do it. And I don't know, do I want to be a district manager? Maybe I don't. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's taking this too seriously. I say stop overthinking it. Just dive in. Let yourself mess it up and make mistakes and do all sorts of things. But just in the process of going for it, you'll get a feel of how the business works. You'll get a feel of how to fit it in. You'll have client base to work from. It becomes really fun. It becomes really actually quite fun. And then when someone else joins you, you'll be like, oh, no, I've been through this. It's actually not that bad. No, let me show you. But if you're kind of plodding along and in and out, people are watching you, and they're not going to be as inclined to want to join you if you're like, I don't know, I'm going to just give it 6 months and see how it goes. Well, no one's going to want to join you because you might not be there in 6 months, right? So it's like, no, let's just do this. Let's just do this. And we want to help you see all these awesome benefits that are here, and we'll keep it simple for you. We'll support you through those baby steps of getting there, and help you one-on-one here as with your upline and with us as in a group. So unless anyone else has anything to add, just some things to remind you, the next best thing I encourage you to do this month is to read this book. It's backwards in here. You Are a Badass. You all are badasses being on this call. This is such a good book. She just speaks my language. She swears and gets away with it. It's great. But there's so many things in here that you know, it's hard to communicate, and she does it so well. She's so real. And personal growth is a huge part of doing this, because your belief has to be there. Your belief in yourself, that you're worth it and that you can do it. So highly recommend read the book this month. That's the one thing. And the next thing is just shoot me a personal message. Let me know if district manager is something you want to go for, and then we can help you take the next baby step. And I'll add you to that Facebook group where you can earn the $200 flight voucher. And we'll do this together. I'm excited to work with all of you. So unless anyone else has any other questions, we'll go off and enjoy our Saturday mornings and And let's blow up this.
Carmen, are we doing the draw right now?
Oh, good. You've got the draw. Oh, Michelle, you're awesome. Thank you. Yes, we are.
Okay, I wrote down all of your names, so I'll just mix these up. Whoops, sorry. Oh,
I'm going to shoot you. Whoever wins this is
sorry,
getting.
I dropped a couple. Okay, we're good.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay, so this one was just a phone number, 228-3172.
Hello?
Are they not on the call anymore?
228. I don't know who that is. Is that a Unity number? Something?
Yeah,
Oh, they're
the number. So
I don't think they're on the call anymore.
Yeah, maybe draw. Yeah, draw. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, Unity. I don't know. Oh,
Erica?
Is that right? Where are you? Yay!
Hi.
Hi. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, there you are.
Congrats, Erica. I'm gonna shoot you a gift card in the mail, or via email. Yes, congrats, and thanks for being on the call.
Thanks.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for getting on this. Shoot me that personal message. Let me know if you want to go for it. We'll help you. It's easy peasy. We can do it. Together we're better, right? I'm excited to see many of you at conference. Love you all. Have a good day.
See you.
See you.
Bye.